walked a lot.
I'm going to change it up here real quick. Total change of the subject
All right,
here.
flip it.
I think it's okay. We're getting new bows this year.
We are getting new bows this year. We are.
Whether we buy them or we can figure out something with Hoyt is what we're going with.
Yep, we're going to work with Hoyt.
Yeah. So, and I have a Hoyt now that Steve gave me 4 or 5 years ago. It's a Hoyt Carbon Spider 30, and I upgraded that to 80-pound limbs because I'm a badass.
Mm-hmm.
And
Ian's got 80-pound limbs too.
So, and you...
well, I shot a Carbon Spider, so I got one
you
at the same time.
One. You sold it.
That's what
you
I
gave it for plumbing work or something.
Drywall work.
Drywall.
But that's what I killed white whale with.
Oh, wow.
Killed white whale with that Carbon Spider.
What a great bow, man.
Yep. But yeah, so then gave that away, and I think I shot, and we've been back and forth between bows, and most recently I've been shooting Matthews, which is a great bow. I'm shooting a Triax. It's just heavy as hell. And like, I noticed that, especially when we're in North Dakota, that bow's heavy.
Dude, I don't know why, like it's the Matthews thing.
There's a bit of and listen, it's weird because I feel like at one point in time,
I'm just an antagonist on it because like
no, you're right, man.
They're great bows, but just people are so obsessed with them that it makes me just not want a part of it.
Well, it's a weird culture now. Like
it's like a cult.
And
I've shot Matthews. I had a Matthews for a long period of time. So I'm one of you guys.
I feel like Matthews at one point in time, and no knock to them, right? They make great bows. The culture though was like, you guys, like I'm representing the whitetail world here. Like I'm a whitetail bow hunter. Yeah. I shoot Matthews.
Well, dude, and
that was in the Adrenaline.
Represent them like
Monster,
Donna Candy Kiski,
Lee and
Tiffany. Yeah, these guys.
Yep. Michael and the guys on Bone Collector
shot Matthews.
No. I guess
I'm talking Matthews.
Oh yeah.
I'm talking
Matthews, yes.
But
yeah. So absolutely.
Did you know who it really was too? The big one for me was Stan and the boys.
Stan Potts. Yeah, they were Matthews.
The show? Was it something?
Stan Potts.
Whitetail.
Yeah.
I don't know what it was.
Tom Miranda. Yeah, all those guys.
Yeah.
But that's what it was. They were catering to. Which why wouldn't you? Like whitetail is king. Listen, anytime on a stone road standpoint, right? Somebody says, hey, like I really want to target the turkey hunters. And I'm like, listen, no. Like whitetail's king. Mm-hmm. You got to dominate that market if you want to play in the game. Mm-hmm. And then like all of the sudden, in the last 3 years? Like now it's like if I don't hunt like freaking dull sheep in the mountains of Alaska, like I'm not cool to shoot a Matthews.
It's
and
like
I'm why?
Not turned their back, but kind of left whitetail hunters in the dust. Not really, but I mean the focus or
I feel like the content has
promotion
gone that
has
way.
Been around, and I get it. It's more cinematic, part of the
but nobody does that. Like how many people are out killing?
I think more and
bighorn
more
sheep,
us included. Like we're doing our first mule deer hunt last year, and so there's guys that are exploring that, and I get it. I'm not saying it's the wrong move, but I don't know.
It's a weird feeling. I mean, it kind of goes along, and again, no knock to these guys, but kind of goes along the whole Sitka and Kuyu and kind of, it's a different, and I get where they're going with it. It's very much, let's call it the 1%er of the hunter group, right? I mean, it's that high-end person who wants to hunt and spend money and do that stuff. Yeah. Meanwhile, I just want to kill whitetail bucks. Like,
isn't it funny how, dude, it's just like trucks. Like, please, I know nothing about trucks, but like, it's not like a Cummins diesel is better than a whatever, like a Ford or a Chevy. But like guys are on those bandwagons, and it's whatever
they'll be adamant about it.
They're on it, and it just is it's funny how it's kind of the same thing with
everybody.
bows.
It's brand loyalty. I mean, we have the same thing around camera. I've always been a performance driven guy, right? So the fact is, like I talk about trucks. My dad only drove Fords. I drive Fords. I've never had any issues with a Ford, so like why would I change? Not saying that people haven't, but like that's just who I am. I think bows is the one thing, and you and I have had this discussion. Like I've changed bows a lot, and I hate it.
Isn't it funny how like I know literally nothing about trucks. I'm like, here's the front door, here's the steering wheel.
When you grab that Hoyt out of this,
here's
case.
the steering wheel, and even for you to say like I drive Fords, like I don't know why, but I'm like.
Yeah,
like I don't know.
Which I've loved. Like I just bought a new F-250 because I love
it's
Fords.
An awesome looking truck. It's a sick truck. Like it's an awesome truck,
and I'll run it.
There's no
to death
reason that I can explain to you why I feel that way.
Yeah, it's just the mindset, I think.
But if you said,
around
well, I have a Toyota 4Runner, I'm like, oh, that's a good truck.
So we talked about Hoyt. So Hoyt sent us this bow. We were doing one of our partners on the Stone Road side, obviously, is Bone Collector. So Hoyt sent us this is an RX4, which did we have ATA show last year? Yeah, we did.
No.
Right? In 2020?
No, they canceled it last year.
Did they? No.
They canceled it this year.
They canceled it this year.
Sorry.
So last year at ATA show, I think you and I shot this bow, and I was like, this is the bow. It's light, it's quiet,
and
it's fast.
How at ATA, dude, there's so much stuff going on. Like, we like to think that I've never not shot a bow at ATA that I was like, oh yeah, great bow, nice bow.
Yeah,
you know?
I did on this one.
Yeah. It's really sharp. We've shot it since, and it's
so this is the RX4, which this year we'll be shooting RX5, Bone Collector limbs, which obviously that's who we'll be supporting this year too. Sharp. Different bodies. This one's just in a real tree body. And we were shooting a bunch of content, but sharp bow, and I'm excited because I do think that think about Hoyt around Midwest Whitetail and Bill Winke. Think about Michael and the guys. Hoyt has, I think, always they do a ton with Cam, obviously, in that Western kind of adventure style of hunting, but they still are very, I feel like, core oriented in the whitetail world.
They haven't. Yeah, they've done a better job at not abandoning their roots to strive for this Western content that is relevant. But
and they've made some big changes this year too. I think Hoyt has gone away from their target archery side, where Matthews and those guys are still in it, and so they're really just focusing on good quality hunting bows at this point.
I always thought that was so bizarre.
Which first of all, I'm weak as hell, but I couldn't do this with my Matthews. My shoulder would collapse.
Wow, dude, those carbon bows are just I don't. It's like an alien. Weapon. They're just so light, and they're so fast.
Yeah.
And they're compact. I don't know if they were doing that before Matthews, but I know that's one thing that I really liked about that carbon spider is that it's 30 inches axle to axle. And what I will say, one thing I genuinely dislike about the Matthews bows is how big the cams are.
Well, I mean, I've had problems. So I've killed a lot of deer with that triax. I guess it was not this past year, but 2 years ago, I was hunting those giants in Columbus, and I was lowering my Matthews out of the tree, and it just a little bit of wind just came and hit it against the tree, and it boom, came off of the cam. String came off the cam, and it was I had to find a archery shop in Columbus, miss out on a hunt, get it fixed, just to go back out. And it's because the cams are as big as my head, and when you draw in full draw on those Matthews and those cams, I see that cam lean.
It's an issue.
It's significant.
They get a lot of cam lean, and they get, I think they're just exposed.
I'm walking through the woods with my bow.
More opportunity to get those things jacked up.
Yeah, so I'm excited about it. I mean, like I said, we've worked with Hoyt a lot in the past through Michael and Bone Collector, and it was a natural fit. I think something that you and I talked about, when we were even discussing about HUNTR is that's the bow that we want to shoot. The limbs to support Bone Collector. They're an awesome looking bow. They're fast. They're quiet. They're light. So I'm pretty stoked about that.
Take me